What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here, back here for the last post-match fan show of the season. Leicester City 2, Tottenham Hotspur 4. So what that confirms is, that confirms Tottenham above Arsenal, Tottenham in the Europa Conference League for next season. And what it also confirms is that we did Chelsea a favour for them to get into the Champions League as well.
All true things.
So look, that is the end of the season, and I for one is very happy to see the back of this season. I'm not going to lie, I'm very happy. Let's concentrate on the Euros now, and let's concentrate on a new manager and what kind of players we can get in, and also let's concentrate on this very important message as well. But look, without further ado, let's get Grandpa on and let's see what he has to say on the matter. Grandpa.
Hi,
how are you?
At least it's great to finish on a high.
Yeah, that's very true.
I think even if it's a small high, it is a high. But I still believe, as I said in the chat somewhere, that the pick of the team was to the point of being criminal. I thought it was just diabolical that he played Winks and Sanchez when he got such, he at least he changed the two players I said he would change. I don't know, I put that on chat, but Bale, Mora should have been there right from the beginning every time. What a difference it was when they came on. Ndombele and Lo Celso and Lamela. Where's Lamela? He hasn't played in one of the matches after he was the man of the match for two matches.
Unfortunately, Grandpa, I think you've seen Lamela. I don't think you're going to see him again in a Spurs shirt.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean to say they can't play him. You might not see Kane, but they played him.
Yeah.
You might not see Son, and they played him.
True.
So, that's not a good argument. I don't think it's a good argument. You've got to play your best team. Mm-hmm. And at this point, and if we played our best team in the previous two games, we would have been at least sixth, if not into fourth. Because it wasn't such a terrible season because we made a lot of go in the beginning.
Yeah.
But we messed it up. We messed it up through very, very poor, I believe, management. I think the leadership at the top and management. I mean, I call the manager, whether it is the manager part of the ownership or not, but between the leadership, between the owners and the managers, we messed it up. And I thought today, we pushed. I mean, it was two goals against us on penalties. Mm-hmm. So our win was really, really deserved. I think we played well. I was really pleased. I mean, it's hard not to give man of the match to Kane or even Bale, but I would give the man of the match to somebody who hasn't had it very often. That's Doherty.
Yeah, I was saying that I think this has been probably one of Doherty's best performances in a Spurs shirt, and he saved it till the last game. It
was the best. Well, they haven't played him that much.
Yeah, very true.
He played it really well, and then when Bale came on, they make a good team together. And Bale, you can't. That guy's a class player.
Yeah,
he's on a par with Kane, and I just hope if Kane does go this season, we can keep Bale.
Well, he came up with some very interesting quotes after the game, Gareth Bale. I wanted to know.
I didn't hear that. Where did you hear that?
It was on a post-match interview on the TV. But I'll tell you what they were. So what he said was that he knows what he's doing next season, and he's not going to reveal it till after the Euros because it's going to cause chaos.
Oh.
So read into that what you will.
Well, the only chaos he would cause is by leaving us and going to Manchester United. I think that'd be chaos.
Did you see the pictures after the game of Harry Kane hugging Son and hugging Belly? And
yeah, they were clearly goodbye hugs.
Yeah, I think so.
It was at the last match when he walked around virtually in tears, all on his own with the rest of the players inside.
Do you think there's a deal already in place?
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that there's a deal pretty close to being in place. The way he behaved, he wouldn't behave like that. I don't think. I mean, he was really saying goodbye. Particularly when he hugged Lloris and Son, you could see it. And I could see if he goes that they'll take Son with him. But Son didn't have such a good game.
No.
But I enjoyed it. It was a very exciting game. Anyway, it was lovely to finish like that. And okay, we're playing in the conference, and that's a new type of league, isn't it? Brian Duggan was telling me it's new, so it'll be interesting, and it'll be a chance. If we can get some of our players are good players. We saw that today. Some of them really good. So we only need a better defence. But we've got most of the other things. If we keep Kane, if we don't keep Kane, well, we might need another striker. Not might, will. But there is a good basis. There's 5 or 6 players that are still world class there. So if we can get some good players, and some of the players I'm told that are in the youngsters are coming up, and maybe the conference will give a chance to let some of them loose and us take a few more chances with newer players. That's my hope. So I'm pleased we're in the conference, because it will give us that opportunity pre-season to actually build the team back. But how are we going to do with Enoch and that I just don't know. But I hope the work that's been done in the government, because the government are going to put in some rules in the Premier League, and I think it's going to happen. I was watching them today. So let's keep up the pressure, keep the fans together, and keep up the pressure. And I think we'll see some changes. But don't count your chickens that you'll get Enoch out.
Yeah,
there's too much money involved. Too much money.
What about also, was it important for you to finish above Arsenal? Because there was that, and for most of the day today, with Arsenal winning and Spurs looking like they were going to drop points, it looked for all the world to see that Arsenal were probably going to finish above us for the first time in 5 years. But we kept up that record today with the win. Was that important for you?
No.
No?
No, I don't, because I don't stand up when you say stand up and hate Arsenal. I just see Arsenal as another good football team. Good to beat them. Good to beat West Ham, good to win in London. But to me, it doesn't matter that they're another team, another good team in England. I think the competition is good. I like to beat them when we play them. Whether we fall up again, whether we were above them or below them, really is not important to me. I know it is to you, but it's not to me.
Definitely is to me.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll look forward to next season and Europa League, Conference League.
Really great. And I think for WeAreTottenhamTV, it's good to be in the conference, because it'll give a lot more interest to the channel. And you both, though I'm biased, you're both doing a tremendous job. And I think it's really appreciated by so many of the fans. And I
don't worry, Grandpa. They're only here to see you. Don't worry about that.
No, actually, I was here to see Lily. Okay, anyway, well done, and a good finish, and we'll enjoy some fun at the Europas. And that really is going to start showing.
So we can end next season with a trophy with the Europa Conference League. Let's hope.
Grandpa, this time next year, if we do get into the Europa Conference League final, the final is in Albania.
In Albania, we're all going.
Yeah, we're all going.
Okay.
See you, Grandpa.
Yeah, Cody and Brian and Bobster are all waiting to come on.
I'm looking forward to speaking to them. But Grandpa, absolute pleasure as always.
Yeah, cheers. And come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
Yeah.
We've got a super chat here from Will Stewart, THFC Rants. It says, Happy St. Woolwich Day, everyone. Well, happy St. Woolwich Day to you out there. And look,
apparently some Conference League games are going to be kicking off at 5:45 on Thursday.
Oh, great stuff. Absolutely top quality stuff. I can't wait to go to the buttfuck end of nowhere.
And we have to qualify for it.
We have to how many qualifying games?
I think 3. We enter at the playoff stage.
Can you imagine the kind of caliber of teams that are in the bloody qualifiers for the Conference League?
We enter at the playoff stage of the qualifying stage. So we start 19th of August and 26th of August will be the first and second legs.
All right. And you know what this means? There's only one guy who this could mean, and that's Cody Mac. Cody Mac. Cody Mac. How's it going, brother?
Well, listen, if Grandpa is old and wise, then that makes me young and foolish. And I am totally happy that we have finished above Arsenal. It is the little shred of enjoyment that we can take from this shit show of a season. As pathetic and sad as we have been all year, they are more pathetic and sad. Happy St. Woolwich Day to everybody out there. Come on, you Spurs.
Yeah, that was from and Will Stewart as well. Your co-host on the THSC Rants channel says Happy St. Woolwich Day as well. So you're not the only one.
But I just want to pause to read out this super chat. Another unbelievable super chat. This time from Amzo, £100.
Wow!
Absolutely. I mean,
thank you so
whenever
much.
Whenever these come in, I'm
man.
absolutely humbled. And let me read it out. And they say, "Thank you to Ben and Sim for the great work you have produced this season. You guys have been brilliant, as Enoch and Levy have produced darkness while you guys have produced lightness this season. See you next season. Shavua Tov, Tottenham Hotspur for life. Enoch out."
Wow.
I'm just humbled by these super chats. Absolutely
Thank you
insane.
so much, Amzo. Unbelievable generosity.
Guys, listen, I mean, since you guys started this channel, it would be, I don't want to make any assumptions, but I would think that this would be the most difficult season to cover Tottenham in this way, in this fan channel realm. And you guys have provided much needed therapy to so many suffering Tottenham fans like myself. And absolutely what you've done has, especially in the context of the pandemic, what you've been doing is just yeoman's work, and you deserve all the praise and all the super chats and all the membership funds that come into you guys. You've been sterling in difficult conditions, and I applaud you for your stance on the board and the ownership as well. You guys are the best in the business as far as I'm concerned. You deserve every praise you get.
Thank you so much, Cody. It really does mean a lot. All the support from you, from everyone that has got involved in the channel from the start up until now. It just means so much to us. It really does. And just to see, the hard work that we put in and everyone just really enjoys what we kind of produce and gets involved and everything like that. I mean, I just can't ask for more. And I just like to thank you all out there for all the kind of support that you give us, because it really does mean so much to us. It really does.
Yeah, and the thing is, too, it's easy to talk about Spurs when things are going well, but it's been really, really hard to talk about Tottenham, especially these past 3 months. So bravo to you guys. But yeah, I mean, bittersweet ending to the season. Nice to finish with a win. And have you seen any of the photographs of Harry Kane with his golden boot and his Playmakers Award? Isn't that it's just a thing of beauty, like. As sad as it is to consider the prospect of him not ever playing in a Tottenham shirt again, if that is the last image that he leaves us with, I don't think anyone can be upset with what Harry Kane has given to this club. There's nothing more that this man has to give. There's nothing left for this man to prove. He's earned every right to say exactly what he feels, and he's earned every right to leave if that's what he chooses to do. But only time will tell if that's what we're going to deal with. But I mean,
I said it,
sorry,
Cody, on the watch along. I said it at the final whistle. I said, whatever happens with Harry Kane now, I just want to wish him the complete best, and I want to wish him like the utmost respect and best for the future. And I'm not gonna, and I don't think anyone in the Tottenham fan base will hold anything against him, whatever his decision is moving forward.
Yeah, nobody with any substance would say something like that against Harry Kane. That's for sure. But forever for me, the king of the lane. Yeah. He's the king of the lane.
Cody, I wanted to ask you about Gareth Bale's post-match interview. Did you see it?
No, but I've heard the comment that he dropped in there. Yeah, like as if saying something like that wasn't going to cause chaos at the outset anyway. Gareth Bale, this guy, I can't tell if he's like an evil genius or if he's just an absolute dullard, but good for him. What do you guys think it means? Do you think it means that he's going to retire? Do you think it means that he's going to push to move to a different club? Is he going back to what does it mean? I
mean, the first thing I said to Simeon was, I mentioned the retirement thing that's been doing the rounds on social media stuff, but I have no idea what it means. But Mr. Cody Mack, you're number one conspiracy theorist on We Are Tottenham TV, so we want to get it from you. What do you think it is?
I can't picture it meaning that he's going to retire. I mean, why would he use the term chaos if he was is he going to retire and join the European PGA? Like, I don't know. Like, what chaos could he cause by stopping his playing career? So yeah, I don't, and he doesn't really have much of a choice. I mean, Tottenham have to activate the second year on the loan option, so it's just confusing. I have to digest this a little further.
He has to agree to it apparently with the clause.
Right, but like Zidane, is Zidane on his way out of Madrid as well? Could that change things? Could he? So maybe he is planning like a shock return to Madrid, and a new manager might welcome him back into the fold, and he could become a super sub for them. I don't know. It's a tough one. It's a tough one, but who knows? Maybe we'll see Gareth Bale playing for Burnley next year or something, you know?
He did also say, he was talking about Harry Kane, Gareth Bale, after the game. He also said about Harry Kane that he's a Tottenham Hotspur player. Everyone wants him here at the club. He's a massive player for us here, and everyone wants him to stay. So that also doesn't sound like a player who's about to leave as well.
No, but yeah, like it just depends. The words that come out of his mouth are so polarizing all the time. Just look at the stir that he caused over the international break when he said, you know, he wanted to come to Tottenham to make sure that he was going to be match fit for Euros. And so Gareth Bale, I can't take what he says seriously because it just causes so much shit all the time. So I don't know what it means. I don't even know. At this point, it's like, okay, so he just potted 2 goals. It's like every week the opinion on Bale kind of flip-flops whether or not we should exercise the option. But yeah, we'll have to see how the summer goes. You know, I know that that Grandpa was saying about the starting lineup and everything. I think that Gareth Bale was kind of telling Ryan Mason just to leave him on the bench and come in as a substitute, you know, just to kind of preserve his health heading into Euros. That's my opinion, but yeah, we'll have to see. You know, he stayed relatively healthy once he got back on the pitch. So, you know, it'll just be one of those interesting decisions, one of many that need to be made at this club over the summer. If
the decision was down to you, would you keep him on?
Yeah, I'd keep him on, I think. I think it makes business sense, and I think it makes financial sense as well. I know he's on a big wage, even though we're only paying, you know, 40% of it or whatever. But you're not going to bring in a player of Gareth Bale's ilk and quality for that price when you include the transfer fee. There's not going to be a player as good as Gareth Bale available on a free. So I think it's a no-brainer that you bring him back and give him a proper run. I think he was probably misused under Jose. He wasn't a Jose signing per se. So I would love to see what Gareth Bale can do because, you know, even if he falls back into a role of being a super sub like we saw today, you know, he can impact games when we need him to. So I would bring him back. I would bring him back, especially considering what we're going to have fans in the stadium next year. You know, like Gareth Bale deserves to play in front of Tottenham fans, a proper Tottenham crowd that is allowed to sit pitch side and sing his song and worship him properly and cheer when he scores a hat trick, you know? So I can't see any reason not to at this point.
All right. Most definitely. All right, Cody, absolute pleasure as always. That is your last fan cam for the season, Cody. We look forward to seeing you over the summer and over next season, obviously. But for now, it's a goodbye. And thank you very much, Cody, for your support throughout the season.
We will be in touch, I'm sure. Thank you so much. I've thoroughly enjoyed coming on here and chatting with you guys, as I'm sure you can tell. And I'll end by saying this. North London, it might be shite, but for sure, North London is white. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
Love that.
Love it, Cody.
Come on, Cody.
Oh, brilliant.
Brilliant stuff. Thank you so much.
Glory,
glory, man. We got a lot of super chats to get through here.
Oh,
a lot. The first one from John Rose saying, Grandpa's right. Don't let our being slightly less crap than Arsenal delude us into thinking our season has been anything less than unacceptable. And that is completely right. 100% right. I don't think anyone's under that illusion, are they?
No, we've had an awful season, that's for sure. It's the only small positive we could take, isn't it?
Yeah. Dark Sun G21 saying, when does the transfer window start?
That would be like, usually it starts, like technically starts, I think, July, but I think you can pretty much sign players now, pretty much.
Another one from Mintu Lee saying, the win we need, but I will still moan about Lucas and Bale not starting. The moment they came on, it's different. Sanchez was decent today. He made a mistake, but if he didn't, it's not him, isn't it? I don't know. It's a bit of broken down English there, but kind of can see what he's saying. One here from Mike saying, thank you for getting me through the hard times this season, whether Spurs are related or not. Come on, you Spurs. You're very welcome, Mike, and thank you so much for the support throughout the season. Another one here from Dark Sun G21 saying, hopefully goodbye to some or all of these players. Winks, Sissoko, Dyer, Lamella, Aurier, Sanchez. Thank you for your lack of service, and you will not be missed.
Oh, very harsh.
Very harsh words there. A new member, Solar Powered Potato. Welcome to the family. Welcome. Great name. Brilliant there, by the way. Another one here from Dark Sun G21 saying, we didn't sub on Lamella, so we won. That says a lot. I don't know about that, but another one here. This is from Brad Matthew saying, thank you for getting me through lockdown. Spurs YouTubers are the best, and don't underestimate how much you mean to us long-suffering supporters. Well, that means a lot to us. That really does. And like I keep saying, the support, the resounding support that we get from all of you out there just means so much to us. It really does. And this channel wouldn't be going if it wasn't for you guys supporting us so much.
Exactly.
So don't forget that, because it really is all because of you guys and all because of the support you show us, how we keep going. And yeah, another one here, Stephen Blois saying, people fail to realise the Conference League will benefit the youth. And I think that's quite spot on. It's a fair point. And I think that players like Dane Scarlett, players like Ollie Skip that are coming back next season, we can really show something in the Conference League next season. They'll get some good experience, won't they?
100%. And it was good for them to get some experience in the Europa League, but it kind of felt like we couldn't take it too lightly because we actually had ambitions of winning it. But for this one, I feel like, do we really care if we win this Conference League? So maybe we'll take it a bit more lightly.
And we've got a new member here. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. He's called the Irish Hotspur.
Oh, the Irish Hotspur.
Brand new member to Gold. I don't know what happened to his other membership, but welcome, Big Dave. Welcome, my friend. Welcome. But look, that is all the super chats. Let's bring on Bob Spur. Come on, Bob. Yes, Bob.
Hey,
how's it going, my friend?
Good. Hey, the super chats are flying in tonight, eh?
They're flying in. And,
yeah, mate.
The support is absolutely insane.
Yeah, good.
But Bob, what's running through your head at the moment? Are you? Go on. What's running through your head?
Yeah, confused. Obviously, wicked win today, finishing above the scum. But then you're thinking, we'll finish 7th. Should we really be looking at the last game of the season and hoping to finish above the worst Arsenal side there's ever been for God knows how long? Glad we've won today, but the starting 11 was shit. Why not play Bale and Lucas? Surprise, we bring on quality players, and we do well. So massive confusion. I don't think today's win can should paper over any cracks. Certainly the ENIC out protest shouldn't just simmer away because we've had a good result at the end. But I think we take anything right now, innit, guys? If it means finishing above Arsenal brings us a bit of joy, then so be it. But bigger problems in the background.
Yeah, talking about bigger problems, I'm hearing about a protest happening, off-season protest happening at the Lady Gaga concert next month.
Wicked.
Or in July. I think it's in July or June. I can't remember the date off the top of my head. But I'm hearing that there is going to be a protest at the Lady Gaga concert.
Yeah, and rightly so. I mean, that's where the majority of the revenue is going to be coming in. You guys mentioned the NFL a couple of times, and rightly so, we should be protesting there as well. Hit them in the pockets. That's what's going to concern them most. And the Lady Gaga concert, and there was another concert as well there now.
Guns N' Roses, I think. Yeah,
that's it. Guns N' Roses, and the NFL's are certainly. There's nothing else to protest at, so we're going to have to do what we can at these events.
Bob, tell me about the Conference League. What was your thoughts on the Conference League going into next season?
Yeah, I've been saying it.
To go Albania next year.
Yeah, I can't wait. No, I think I've been saying what I think Stephen Blois or Stephen Blah, I think is the correct
pronunciation.
Yeah, play the youth. Play the youth. It's the most competitive game they're likely to get against. Possibly teams who are gonna can give us a chance. But apparently, I don't know if how much truth there is, but there's every chance Roma might be in the conference.
Yeah, that is true.
It depends what happens last game.
Yeah, the last Serie A is going on in about 45 minutes, but Roma are currently in that spot. Actually, apart from Sassuolo.
Yeah, it's between them and Sassuolo.
Yeah, then it looks like
Roma Spurs final then. Roma Spurs final, so it's in the stars. But yeah, for me, give the youth, give every single. Don't make any exceptions. Play all the youth and put a couple of experienced players in there.
Would you keep that? Would you keep that consistent throughout the whole tournament? No matter how far we get, like even if we get to a semi-final or a final, would you keep it like that?
No, that would just be silly. I think, like any in the League Cup, we tend to do that. We'll put our weaker sides in. When it gets to the quarters, semis, and the finals, we'll put a stronger team out. Of course, we would. It sounds a bit hypocritical. While if you really want to win it, why not start with the strong 11s right throughout? But no, we need to manage our squads next season. We don't know what the squads are going to be like. Kane, I'm not sure. It didn't look like a player saying his goodbyes, or did it to you?
No, I
don't know.
It kind of looked like
I mean, for me, I didn't think so. Simeon did think so. Grandpa did think so.
Why didn't it?
No.
I mean, I just think it's just standard at the end of the season for players to hug each other.
Yeah, he was hugging. He was having a laugh and a joke.
After a shit season like that.
I mean, look, they just won 4-2. They've come back from behind and they hug each other. I think everyone's just trying to read too much into.
You're probably you're right. I mean, of course they are, but it didn't seem normal. That didn't seem like a normal goodbye. No, a normal end of season.
But let's say, cast your mind back to the end of last season, right, where we get Europa League on the last day of the season, drawing a draw with Crystal Palace, right? We didn't even look at what Harry Kane's doing at the end of the game. So who knows what he did at the end of the last game? So we're only looking so much.
We had that big celebration with the coaching staff. One of them left.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's true. But I think it's difficult to say. It's difficult to say because you don't know what's going through someone's mind, do you?
Look, ultimately, it doesn't really matter. Ultimately, it doesn't matter whether it was a goodbye or not. The only thing that could change is whether the deal was already wrapped up or not.
Yeah.
I don't think it is. So.
Do you think we'll hear something about? Do you think we'll hear something about a manager this week then? Oh, this coming week.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be. I hope we get this manager situation sorted sooner rather than later. Because the longer it drags on, the longer the players in the squad get unsettled and everything. So I can't see. I mean, it has to be sorted as soon as possible.
Brendan Rodgers apparently has just ruled himself out of the running for Tottenham.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, there you go.
He said he's absolutely loving it here and he's not leaving.
He said he's not staying.
Fair enough.
Do you want to hear a list of teams apparently set to be in the Conference League next season? There's Real Betis.
Go for it, mate.
There's Real Betis, Borussia Mönchengladbach, AS Roma, Marseille, Paco de Ferreira, Lokomotiv Moscow, Anderlecht, Galatasaray, Lask, FC Copenhagen, Kolos Kovalovivka.
Let's go at Anderlecht again. Let's do it,
Anderlecht, yeah.
Rubin Kazan, Trespanzel, Wolfsberger again.
That's a good lineup, isn't it?
Desna, Chernihiv, Feyenoord, Hibernian, Aberdeen.
We've got all our Europe rivals in there. Feyenoord, Anderlecht,
Sparta
all these
Prague,
teams.
Limassol.
Aberdeen be good. Nice day out in Scotland.
Basel.
So, Basel, there we go.
AK Athens, Elfsborg, Valerenga, Rosenborg, Maccabi Tel Aviv.
Let's go Tel Aviv, people.
FC Ashdod.
Tel Aviv could be good. Hey, Rosenborg, that's always nice.
FC Ashdod, Lokomotiv Plovdiv. We've played Plovdiv as well.
Plovdiv,
Karabag, CSK Sofia.
Karabag.
And more.
And more. As long as we don't get the European giants that are Zagreb, I'm quite happy.
European giants of Zagreb, yeah.
Avoid Zagreb at all costs.
That's it.
But
avoid any teams managers who's in prison. Don't want any of that.
Bob, what was your thinking on what Gareth Bale said at the end of the game? Did you hear it?
I've got a funny feeling he's going to retire / go to China or something. Because going to China, let's be honest, is semi-retiring anyway. Yeah, I don't know how that would cause chaos, but by not saying anything, is probably causing a bit of chaos anyway. So I'm not sure. I don't want him for next season. Not on £250,000 a week. If we can do something with the wages, then maybe. But he's not showed up in any big games, guys. So for me, I'm not that much.
You have a very short memory, Bob. It was literally about an hour ago.
That?
It was about an hour ago he showed up in a big game.
He came on at the end, and he's done it. He's finally done it. When he came on, I was like, I'm not too fussed. It was more about Lucas. But no, for me, he just hasn't done enough for me.
But Bob,
this season, I've been consistent with that.
Bob, he scored 11 goals in the Premier League this season. He obviously in the big game against Arsenal, he a complete no-show like the whole rest of the team. But apart from that, he hasn't really had the opportunity in any big game.
Yeah, but that probably shows what it's been like on the training pitch. All very well under Jose, but Ryan's not played him that much as well. And for me, it doesn't. Well, it just doesn't sit right with me, mate. When I see him on the bench or whatever, just laughing away, regardless of us being 1-0 up, 2-0 up, or 2-0 down, or 3-0 down. His heart doesn't seem. It's my opinion. That's all I'm saying.
That's fair enough. I'm just saying it wasn't true that Ryan hasn't played him, because Ryan's played him. A lot more. But for me, before today, the hardest team he scored against was Southampton. So, and there were great goals, and I think the goal that he scored with his left foot in the top, only Kane could score that. But you're right, he didn't show up against Arsenal. Nobody did. But for me, if you're on that kind of money and you're that much of a world star, you should be leading by example. Turning around, right, we're playing shit. Here it is. Let me show you what we'll do. I am one of the best players in the world. I'm going to lead by example. This is how you do it. And for him to go into hiding as well, amongst a very poor performance, I expect more from him. I mean, maybe I'm guilty of expecting too much, but for me, he just doesn't justify that salary. If it was on, less salary, then I'd say maybe. But for me, it takes a big chunk of probably the salary budget out. That we could be spending on a defender or two. So, but if he stays, I'm not going to be crying. Of course not. It's just one of those. I wouldn't be too disappointed if he went and we got some quality, a couple of defenders and some other people.
All right, just before we let you go, is this going to be a much needed break from Tottenham Hotspur now?
Yeah, I couldn't wait for the season to finish. I don't think I've ever. It's weird because we had a massive break because of COVID. Then we came back and we had loads of games concentrated into what. Then we had a little break and then we had another season. There's been so much football, and I don't know about you guys, but I think back to a game and I have to double think: was it this season or was it last season? Because it was so close together. Yeah, because it's. There's been so many games in one go. I can barely remember any of them. It's a weird feeling. But yeah, good to have a break. I've never. England games haven't taken that much of an importance to me of late, but I can't wait for the Euros. I cannot wait for the Euros. Just put it. And hopefully you'll be doing something.
We will be doing something, and we will be doing something for every single England game of the Euros. So, Bob, keep your eyes peeled, and I most definitely will be letting you know. So,
I expect to see you there, Bob.
Exactly.
Always.
Nice one, mate.
Looking forward to it, Bob, and good to have you on, and thank you so much for all your support throughout the whole season.
Legends, mate. Legends. Thank you very much.
Cheers, Bob. Come on, you Spurs.
Thank you, mate.
Some super chats to get through here. Michael Sobers says, come on, lads. Sim and Ben, top lads, getting us through lockdown. Please keep up the hard work, and hopefully next season will be better. Come on, you Spurs. Then we got Mr. Manny says, well done, We Are Tottenham TV. Really great channel. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Manny. Another big super chat from TSC Bonaldo. A big up to you. He says, cheers to Ben and Sim. Thank you, gents, for your great work. Hope to see you when Americans can get back into England. Much love. Come on, you Spurs. Enoch out. Shout out to the Irish Hotspur, Brian Daigle, Marcelo, and Grandpa.
Big up.
Big up, TSC Ronaldo. Love that. And Scorpions fan for life says, Lucas and Bale should have started. Hope Lucas stays personally. Forget Kane for a sec. Looks like Ndombele on his way out. Fit to play. No respect by Mason. It was a very odd one, Ndombele. And there's also been a very odd one that he was left out of the squad today. Pretty much hasn't featured a minute, I don't think, apart from a few sub appearances since
started
his first start.
Against Southampton.
So it's very odd, the treatment at the moment from Mason. And maybe there is an attitude problem. I mean, I don't know, but it's very, very strange what's going on with Ndombele. Can we bring up the phone for 1 second? Could you have the phone?
I want you to bring up that Arsenal picture as well. Oh, is that what you're bringing up?
No, it's not that. It's moment. Shall I plug it back in again? 1 sec. You see it now? There should be a picture. No? Can you is there like a refresh thing? I don't know how is it. No? All right. Fine. All right, let's move on to the guest then.
Let's get Brian on. Yes, Brian.
Good afternoon, lads. How you doing?
Happy St. Arseholes Day.
Yeah, very, very happy. Oh my God, when we went 2-1 down, and I was like, they really do push us to the limits, Tottenham Hotspur.
Yeah, I mean, they do indeed. But in terms of, and it was another time this season we've actually come back from behind under Mason. Yep. We did it against Southampton. We've done it today. We haven't done it much this season. But does it show maybe there's a bit more character than we thought in this squad, or is it just like end of season can't really get too much out of it?
100% the latter. 100% the latter. I have never been so happy to hear a final whistle go in all my life for supporting the Spurs fans. So none of us have to go through the hardship and pain we've had to go through over the last few months. It's just so frustrating as well, as other callers have said. The game turned around when Bale and Moura came on. Why not pick your best team to start? It's ridiculous.
I mean, I don't know. He picked Dele and Bergwijn. To be fair, Bergwijn did have a good game against Villa. But then again, he wasn't great today.
He was okay today. You got to remember, Bergwijn has not had a sniff since Christmas.
Yeah,
and he's just been chucked in like Davinson Sanchez today, like Doherty. There's no basis for our team selection. It's just like, there you go. You have a go and run around a bit. And Bergwijn's come in, and the 2 games he's played, he hasn't done bad. He's not been brilliant, but he hasn't done bad. I've been impressed.
Fez. And obviously Bale came on and got those 2 goals. He said he knows what he's doing next season, but doesn't want to say because it will cause too much chaos. But then he did also say that he wants Kane to stay because he's a big player for us, and he said everyone here wants him to stay. So what do you make out of those post-match comments?
He's bringing half the Real Madrid team with him. That's what's happening. That's what's going to happen. We're going to send Reguilon back, but then take about 7 Real Madrid players with us. That's the chaos.
And Zidane as manager, do you think as well?
Oh Jesus, God! I really don't. No. I just hope this transfer, the manager thing. I hope this is done within the next week or week and a half, top. So at least we know what kind of direction we're going in. There has to be some kind of direction before the Euros.
And in terms of the Conference League, tell me what your thoughts on that. Obviously, it's a big distraction and not something that we want to be in. But is it better to be in it and finish above Arsenal, or to have lost today and finish below Arsenal?
Listen, I said, and I was saying this on the last one against Villa, because I was just so enraged with the performance that I wanted us to finish below Arsenal, because it would just be another level of embarrassment for Levy to deal with. And when it came, I wasn't. When they were above us, I weren't that annoyed or pissed off. I was just like, oh, here we go, that's it. But it's always nice to finish above them. I can't deny it. It's been great to finish above them again, especially when they all start getting their mouths out for the final 10 minutes. The Conference League, the way I see it, if we play the youth team, this could be good. But it's whether we do actually play the youth team. And if the youth team do play, let's just say it's a majority youth. Does the then manager go with them to the Europa League or Conference? Sorry, and then who's looking after the first team while the first team players are there? It's. I hope we get to see Scarlett, Divine, Lavinia, and all of these players come through, especially Scarlett and Divine. And if we do play these kids, fantastic. And if we go full team and we don't win it, then we are an embarrassment.
100%. I mean, we're already an embarrassment, but. Is it something that you're bothered about winning? Like, if we win it, would you be proud to be the winners of the Europa Conference League?
No. But Daniel Levy will be like, here you go, I've won your trophy. What I will say when it comes to trophy, how nice was it to see Leicester display the FA Cup and then the women display whatever they did, to see that Leicester have won more trophies in a month than we've won in 20 years.
Yeah. Well, that says a lot, doesn't it, about our situation at the moment. We really haven't been anywhere near in terms of watching winning any sort of trophies, and Leicester have overtaken us in that front. Whereas they're a team who don't usually win a lot of trophies. In the past 5 years, they've won a Premier League and an FA Cup, which is a lot more than we've won for a while.
In our wildest dreams, Simeon. In our wildest dreams.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to ignore that, but. I mean, what do you look forward to going into next season in terms of Harry Kane? Do the scenes at the end tell to you that he's going to be off, or do you think he might still be here next season?
So I've said it for quite a while now that I think he's off, and I'm not going to change it. What I did like, what it just goes to show that Kane's come out, or his agents, or whoever it is, have come out before the Euros, and Bale said he's going to make a decision after the Euros. But either way, we're in goddamn limbo, knowing nothing, us the fans, and we get the short straw again. So I think he's gone, and if he's going, you know what, just get this over and done with quickly, so we can try and get the replacement in.
And do you think a manager coming in would want to know? Do you think a manager coming in would want all these things sorted before he comes in, like Kane's future, Bale's future, all this kind of stuff? Or do you think a manager would happily come in having all these things up in the air, and then his situation might change quite drastically from the point he's appointed to when the job is at the beginning of the season?
So you would think, as a manager, if I was a manager going into a company, you'd want to know where everything is and what the setup is and what the plan is, and also with Kane being there or not, that's going to have a huge consequences on what we have to spend, if we have to spend, what we're going for. I think it's got a huge part to play, a huge part. We need a manager to come in quickly, and if there's anything any manager can do to keep Kane, if Harry Kane said, I want Tottenham to come out next year to Mr. Blobby's theme tune rather than We Are Tottenham, sign a contract and come out and We Are Mr. Blobby, or play Darude or not Darude, Mr. Blobby every time we score. Just anything to keep this guy at the pit in the stadium. But it's too little too late. Yeah,
I hear that. And it's very hard to see Harry Kane staying, especially with the distraction in the Conference League. He's not going to want to play in that. He's not going to be one involved anything to do with it. So it's another case of Harry Kane probably thinking that he's outgrown what the club has become at the moment. So it's difficult to see that. But what do you rate the season out of 10 then, at the end of the day, Brian?
2.
2 out of 10?
2 out of 10.
Yeah, it's hard to disagree.
That's being generous. That's really been...
As Cody Mack said, happy St. Woolwich's Day. And that's all we've all got to be happy about.
Exactly. All I say is happy St. Woolwich's Day. If I had to rate you guys at We Are Tottenham TV out of 10, you get 386,000. So you win on that. You win on that time. And
it's quite a specific number.
Yesterday,
Thank you, Brian. And I appreciate your message as well. Thank you for the birthday message you sent me. And thanks for coming on, and thank you for all your support during the season and all your opinions, and every time you've come on have really added to the show. So appreciate every time you come on and give your opinions, and thank you.
Always for you guys, mate. Let's hope it happens for many, many more seasons, but seasons full of joy as opposed to these ones.
Looking forward to it, mate.
See you,
Brian. See you later on, guys. Take care. Leave you out.
Leave you out.
Bye.
Vinny, what do you see when on the phone? Can you see the phone? Is there a picture, or is it just a frozen? No, it's still frozen. All right, don't worry about it.
I can sort it. Put the camera on. Bring on the next
all right. Let's read out the super chat first. Sukram Butt says, thank you, Ben and Sim, for your season-long shows. Been a harsh couple of months here in India. At least today was a good day. If Kane leaves, my best wishes, and Bale going to MLS, I believe. Praying rebuild, director of football. Sukram Bhatt, thank you all for all your support during the season. Really appreciate all your messages and super chats. Hope you're staying safe out there in India. We know it's quite a dangerous situation over there at the moment, so I hope you're staying safe, and thank you for all your support. And Michael David Selesky, thank you for your super chat. Really appreciate all your support. Thank you for sending that through. No message attached, but thank you for your super chat. Should we get the... 1 sec, is it showing up? All right. Let's get Frank on. Let's Frank Jory. Should we get Jory on? Hey, Jory.
Hey guys,
How you doing, mate? Good to see you.
I'm doing all right. Likewise, yeah. I think in spite of everything, ending like this felt good actually, and especially like coming back. I think that was something we've needed to see from our squad all season, really, and they did that. So
Yeah, I agree. And I think how many times this season have we been actually playing okay, and then we give away a really sloppy or stupid penalty, and then things kind of slip away from us. And it definitely threatened to happen again today, but it kind of was a different ending, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, like for example, Sanchez. I feel for the guy. Like it's horrible watching him. It's just like a slow car accident every time. And basically, he shouldn't be a CP. He should be a midfielder or something because the pressure that's on him in that position, he can't handle it. It's simply being the last man, which is all the time because he's quick. He can't. That's when his head goes, when he knows he's up against the wall, and he does something silly, So I don't know. I think this kind of shows Tottenham perfectly. It's like we have these brilliant individuals like Bale and Kane and stuff, and they'll put us in a great spot, and then we have the rest of the team that's kind of like just passengers, really. I think Winks is the best kind of icon for that. And then you just have the ticking bomb that is our defense, which is, we know it every game. It's just ticking away, and we're looking at. That's the first thing when I go for the lineup. The first thing I go to look at is who are the center backs, and then who are going to be the fullbacks, and because the front part of, or like the attacking part of our squad is, you can put together all kinds of variation, and they're going to be pretty good compared to most other teams in the league. So this is definitely where we need to focus this summer, apart from focusing on the ENIC out, and maybe I think actually to make the ENIC out chapter divided. Let's focus on getting Levy out. I think if we can get that win in there, we'll have weakened ENIC a lot. I think Levy is so key for them to have the control that they want. That if we can get him out as a concession from ENIC, then we have a lot easier battle with ENIC forward. So yeah.
Agreed. And looking at how the season has ended, obviously we finished 7th. We got the Europa Conference spot. What is your feelings on that tournament going into next season? Is it one you're just thinking, not bother with it, don't even bother winning it, put the kids in there, or is it one where you're thinking, actually, if we have an opportunity to get a trophy, we shouldn't sniff at the chance of that?
Yeah. No, this is what we need to change. We can't be saying that. I know that it's not the same glamour as a Champions League, but champions, they do not snub any competition. A real winner wants to win everything. You could put him in any competition, he will go for the win. And that's, we have to, as fans, we have to look at it the same way. Of course, it's nowhere near what Champions League is. But I also think like Champions League is halfway to the Super League, So there's a lot of negative stuff around the Champions League as well, I think, And also, to be honest, I feel like it's also a competition that could do with some overhauling in terms of making it more of a vibrant, lively competition. You could make that from a sporting point of view a lot better than it is right now. But of course, Champions League is the highest accolade in the game, and of course, we're super disappointed not being there. But I also think, like, why should we need to stop deluding ourselves and try and be, we need to stop being these aspirational idiots, to be honest. We need to be the real thing. We're not the real thing. Let's do the hard work that's needed to become the real thing. We were so close to becoming the real thing when Potts was there. If Enoch had put in the money and bought the players, that was when we needed the A-list transfers to come in. It could have been 2 or 3, and it would have been over the line. That would have taken our club to that final tier, the top tier. And everybody's kind of been waiting for Tottenham to kind of establish itself there for a long time now. Now we've missed it. Now we're going into a different period now, and I think we need to get to the root of this, and then as negative and fun this Enoch out period is going to be, there is a very, very good aspect to it, which is all the grassroots stuff, which is it's kind of like the same as in politics. The more divisive the country, like the politics gets in any country, the more the average citizen is going to get involved, because he needs to, because now it's affecting him. So I think we're kind of there. We need to get involved as fans. We've been lazy maybe, and I think our identity is we have this split identity right now. A lot of people think that we deserve to. We have this entitlement complex that we should be in the Champions League. I'm saying, well, why? What are we seeing that? Yes, a lot of our players should be there for sure. Harry Kane, top amongst them. Yeah, maybe you could say all of our attack deserves to be there, but that's not enough. That's half of it, And like we said before, you don't win leagues or big competitions with your attack. You win it with your defense. Actually, that's kind of the founding stone that you need to build everything else around. 100%. So
yeah. And I think the club have this entitlement as well, like Levy in the Champions.
Yeah, Levy very much. Yeah. I mean, the way Levy answers everything, it's like it's a surprise to him that we're not among Real Madrid and PSG and United and City and stuff. What's the surprise, Levy? You don't spend any of the money. You run your club in a very opportunistic kind of fashion. You sell your best players when they're reaching their prime. That can't be any surprise to you. This is by design that we're not reaching the goals, So I think, but I mean, for me, I'm kind of most worried about just how we're gonna feel around this stuff, and that's why last time I called you, I said we need to have fun with this, getting Levy out, and kind of settle into understanding that we need to really do the hard work. Let's not do another one where we simply paper over the cracks once again. We need to get into all the difficult work now, I think.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, Jory. And back on your point about we can't take any kind of competition lightly, because that's not what winners do. And I think that's completely proven by Manchester City and Pep Guardiola, and how they've won 4 out of the last 5 Carabao Cups and stuff like that. So I think you're absolutely spot on.
But I don't think Pep thinks any less of the Carabao Cup. I think Pep cherished that completely. Of course, there are levels of difficulty in competition, but getting through and getting over the line, as we know as Tottenham fans, is actually, that's in any competition, that is a kind of a magic moment that's difficult. And you saw with the Europa League, we didn't get through. We acted almost, at least the first part of the season, as if it was a given, like we owned the cup already, you know.
Yeah.
But and I include myself in that as well, and we have to stop thinking that way. And like now we're maybe going to meet, for example, my other team, which is FC Copenhagen, which I love, and that used to be my home team, and I used to play my football in Copenhagen under a sub club of FC Copenhagen, as a kid. So, and I can tell you, it won't be easy for Tottenham if they go up against FC Copenhagen, even though they're a tier below us, definitely. They will be fighting for their points, and they'll make it very difficult. And as we saw in Europa League, plenty of clubs that are at least on paper should be easy for us, can make it very difficult for us. So, and I think that's like you already touched on, like the potential of developing our youth, and like that's kind of how we should turn the mentality. Is like, okay, this is actually what we need now. We don't have the money. We have this ENIC problem now. What we can use this time for is maybe develop youth really strong, work on our academy, get freaking Hitchens out the door, and get some real scouting in there, and this kind of stuff. That's maybe some of the concessions and the stuff that we could get, and then we'll have a foundation once we start peaking again, hopefully not too long, to that's going to be more supportive of these top players, which we hopefully will produce and attract in the future as well, so
Thank you so much for all your comments, and thank you so much for all your support throughout the whole season. I'm just going to show up our little trophy. If Spurs can't get a trophy by the end of the season, we've got a trophy anyway. So there you go. So look, Jory.
Well deserved, guys. Well deserved, and thank you for the season. It's been an absolute pleasure watching you guys, and I'm gonna follow you on the Euros as well. And like I said, I'm gonna be over there as soon as I can. I'll let you know.
Looking forward to it, Jory.
Yeah.
Looking forward.
All right, guys. Take care.
Soon. Thanks, Jory.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. A couple of super chats here. One from Anik Chakrabarti says, I'm just happy we finished above the scums. You guys did an amazing job this season. Keep up the good work. Come on, you Spurs. And Mark MC1890 says, hi lads, just echoing what everyone else has said so far. Been great being part of this community. Thanks everyone from you to all the Spurs channels out there. Thank you, MC. Let's bring up this picture, which should brighten up your day if the season hasn't.
No pun intended.
Absolutely fantastic stuff there. It's saying Tottenham Day, 23rd of May, a sign at the Arsenal Stadium, but wasn't to be.
Look how happy he is.
He looks absolutely delighted. He looks like he's won the league. Look at him. Unbelievable. Didn't quite turn out that way. Absolutely brilliant. Love that picture. All right, let's get on the Irish Hotspur.
Our brand new member. Brand new member. Big up, Dave. Come on. How's it going, man?
All good, all good. I just want to say something there quickly. To all them salty gooners up there, shove St. Tottenham's Day up your fucking arse where the sun doesn't shine.
Exactly.
Damn right. Absolutely. Damn right. That's what they deserve. But tell us about end of the season. Obviously, Europa Conference League is the end of what we have got to show for this season. Basically, how are you approaching that competition going into next season? Do you think
it's a trophy? I want to win it. I couldn't care less. Look, I've said this many times. I used to be out on the estate kicking ball, and all my friends used to go inside. During midweek, I'd be left outside alone, and because they're all going in to watch their teams in Europe. You know what I mean? It's probably why my first touch is so good. But, I'd rather be in Europe than not be in Europe, so I'll take it. I'd rather have it than sitting here, listening to Arsenal gloat about it. So I'm happy with the ending. I want to shout a big shout out to the team. To be fair, they didn't fold, they didn't crumble. They stuck at the task in hand, and they got the job done. Although they could have done it sooner in much bigger games, but at the end of the day, they got the job done, and we're in some sort of Europe, so I'll take it.
Yeah, I know you've said in the past how, you find it hard to you don't look forward to when Tottenham are not on, but are you happy to see the back of this season?
In a way, yes. Look, it's been a season, to be honest with you, it's really took it out of me. A lot of seasons of highs and lows, and a lot of stories to cover, a lot coming out in the press about our club. It seems like we've dominated the press all year. And Yeah, it's been draining, it's been tiring. In a way, I'm glad to see the back end of the season. We'll roll on next season when the hope all begins again.
Exactly. I'm already got the hope for next season. I've already got the hope. But in terms of the summer we've got ahead, we need to get a new manager. We need to get a lot of players out. We need to get a lot of players in. How do you see that going? And when do you think a new manager is going to get bloody announced?
It wouldn't surprise me look, the new manager for me needs to be announced before the Euros. It has to be announced before the Euro starts. I'd like it to be announced within the next week, to be honest with you, so that us fans know what direction the club is going in. It also then gives them plenty of time to identify targets and get them in. It gives them plenty of time to see what the new manager wants to keep and what he wants to get rid of. Gives him plenty of time then to get some of these players out the door. So the new manager has to be announced as quick as possible.
But David, quickly on that, do you think the whole situation with Kane and Bale might be delaying the whole new manager thing? Because maybe the new manager want to know the situation with these top two players if they're going to be here before taking on the job.
Yeah, 100% it could, but that's when Daniel Levy needs to step up and come out in the press and say either we're selling them or I'm putting my foot down. There's 3 years left on his contract and he's not going anywhere and putting an end to it. You know what I mean? That's up to Daniel Levy to do right now. It was in his court at the end of the day. But for me, look, a new manager has to be appointed soon. And on Gareth Bale's words, saying that he caused chaos, to be honest with you, I actually reckon you might see him attempt the PGA Tour next year.
Do you reckon?
I'm serious. No, I'm serious.
That would cause chaos. I reckon that would cause
chaos.
Retire
at Tottenham, swan song with Wales in the Euros, and then on to the PGA Tour.
That would be mental if that did happen.
That would really cause chaos.
It would cause absolute chaos. But on Harry Kane, you saw the images at the end of the game of him hugging everyone and what have you. Is that a goodbye or is that just a standard end of season hug and what have you?
To be honest with you, what it looked like to me is that they were kind of congratulating him for the golden boot and that. That's what it looked like to me. But I don't know. Look, just looking at the Gary Neville interview. It's more than what Daniel Levy that Kane's pissed off with. It's the players. It's the players' attitude. You know what I mean?
That all stems from Levy, doesn't it?
Sorry.
That all stems from Levy.
Yeah. No, it all stems from Levy. But the likes of the players' attitude, being leaders on the pitch, that's all down to them. And Kane is clearly fed up with that too. So I looking at him there today, like he looks like a man with the weight of the world on his shoulders. He really does. But for me, I'm just hoping it's like a Steven Gerrard situation where he gets an epiphany during the summer, maybe off my tweets to him every day or something like that. But maybe he get an epiphany that he will want to see out his career at Tottenham, that he does want to chase down that Jimmy Greaves record, and he wants to take that. That's what I'm hoping. But again, we can get the manager in place early, and then we can get maybe a signing or two in place early. It might be enough to persuade Kane to stay.
Well, we'll have to see how it plays out, but I guarantee you that this one is going to play out all summer. It's going to play out all summer right till the very end.
Shades of Berbatov written all over it, doesn't it?
Exactly. And Bale didn't leave till right at the end of the window, did he?
Yeah.
Have you ever been in a situation where we sold a player for big money without a manager?
I
can't remember. I don't think so.
I don't think there's been a case.
No, we've always had a manager in place.
So he's known what he wants to spend the money and all that kind of stuff. But right now, it's like we're going to sell him, but the new guy's not even in place, so we don't even know what we're doing at the moment. It's just a mess.
I guarantee you, there's going to be a new manager in place by the time Kane leaves the club.
There has to be. There has to be because it'll be uproar. But with Harry Kane, a lot of people are thinking that this money is going to go towards a full rebuild. It's not. It's not. You said Harry Kane. You have to bring in 2 strikers, and we need a new centre attacking midfielder, and so that's going to probably take up the budget, if not a good chunk of the budget. Then you also need to improve in centre midfield, centre back, right back. You probably could do with getting another right winger in. It's a massive rebuild.
What about left back? I mean, Reguilon. What's going on with him? Like, we need another left back as well, in my opinion. Maybe not to overplace Reguilon, but to compete with him.
Yeah, look, today he was pissing me off. He was so nervous on the ball. He was making all the wrong passes. It's like he didn't want the ball. It's like last week really affected him. It shows a weak mentality, to be honest with you. But with Reguilon, in a way, look, he's had Dyer beside him all season. If not Dyer, he's had like Sanchez or someone like that. So I'm just hoping that maybe a solid centre back partnership could probably help him improve his game. Because for me, I do think he's very good going forward. I do think he's got that cross. He's got that X factor of a cross at times. It's just, for me, if we could get a good centre back in beside him now, where, you know, because sometimes when you have two players, they can read each other's games and stuff like that. You have that telepathic communication. So for me, look, I definitely give Reguilon one more season, but yeah, it's not looking good right now.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people in the chat saying Ryan Sessegnon is coming back, so maybe he's the one that can compete with Reguilon. But look, Dave, before I let you go, I just want to say big up to yourself once again for a brilliant pre-match pump-up show. Since you've come in and done the pre-match pump-up show, I think they've been absolutely sensational. So looking forward to welcoming you back for another season of pre-match pump-ups next season. And yeah, I'd just like to thank you as well for all the support you've shown the channel throughout the year, and ever since you first came on against, I think, was it Newcastle the first game you came on against?
Yeah, Newcastle, yeah.
So yeah, just big up yourself for all the support that you've given us over the years.
No, look, honestly, you guys shouldn't be thanking me. I should be thanking you for the opportunity that you've given me, all the help you've given me over the course of this season, especially since the start of my channel. You know, honestly, I would be nowhere where it is today without you guys helping me and many others. And I owe it all to you. So I want to say a massive thank you to you, but not only for helping me, but so many other people, all the We Are Tottenham TV army out there. You know, everyone that tunes in, for helping us with the content over the lockdown. And honestly, you know, you've kept so many guys sane, you've kept so many guys entertained. And I know you're too humble to kind of realise what you have done and provided for people over that tough period. But honestly, this is from me. I speak for many others, I presume, but a big, massive thank you for everything you do and everything you do for our club.
No, really, I appreciate those words very much. I really do. But look, big up yourself. I'm sure we'll be seeing you over the summer and over the Euros and what have you. But for this season, it's a goodbye, and we'll see you next time. Yeah,
just quickly, I would like to end the season on 2,500 subs. I'm about 80 off. You know, there's a lot of people watching. If anyone would like to get over and help me end the season on a high, I'd be thoroughly grateful if you could. And look, keep getting them super chats in for the boys and showing your appreciation. If anyone deserves it, it's these boys. They work incredibly hard. And look, hopefully I'll be joining them somewhere in the buttfuck middle of nowhere in Europe next season at Europe Conference League game. And big up the We Are Tottenham TV army as well. And everybody, it's been a tough season. And thank you so much for staying with all of us Spurs content creators, and especially the We Are Tottenham TV boys throughout the season. It's been a hard one for everybody, you know, but look, at the end of the day, we have one love, and that's Tottenham Hotspur. Come on, you Spurs, and I'm signing out for the season.
Come on, David. Well, look, David, there's 1,200 people watching. You're 80 away from, what did you say it was, 2,500?
Exactly. Yeah. If you don't go and subscribe to David's channel now, you're going to have the wrath of Simeon on you for the last time this season. Channel.
Go and subscribe to David's 1,200, which is 80. 80 of you need to go over and subscribe to David's channel. Go over there, get some great Spurs content at the Irish Hotspur. Go and subscribe to his channel and go and make David's day. Come on, guys.
Thank you so much, lads. And look, you know, I can guarantee anyone that does subscribe, you're not going to be let down. And yeah, see you all next season. Raring and ready to go. And next season, you best believe I will.
Come on.
Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs. Cheers, David.
Nice one,
Absolutely
Dave.
Brilliant.
All right, who have we got next? Abhishek, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing all right. How are you guys?
Yeah, good, thanks. I know you tried to come on. You tried to come on yesterday or a couple of days ago, but there was some sort of technical issues. But glad to have you with us today. How are you feeling after that game?
Well, it was a really up and down game. To all, I thought that Leicester were really pushing us back. But after the third goal went in, I think we really sealed the deal because Leicester was done after that. I knew that they won't come at us. Actually, I wanted to come on the show pretty early on in the season. But the way the season was going, I kept myself and I was like, I'll go on the last day of the season. Because on 1st June 2019, we were in the finals of the Champions League against Liverpool. And although our journey, it was criticized a lot, the way we got there. With Manchester City, we got lucky with VAR. But we booked our spot and took it with confidence against Ajax. I mean, that was an amazing performance, and that is why we love this club. The amazing attacking football that we play. We really showed it on that night, and it was really emotional for me. And I actually thought that we were going to win the Champions League because of the way we got into it. And 2 years after that, we are nowhere near it. We are not even in the Europa League anymore, which we
Yeah.
were supposed to win this season. We bought Jose in exactly to do that, but we haven't been able to do that. And now we have gone from Poch. We got lucky with Poch. We weren't even going to sign him. We were going for Louis Van Gaal, and we ended up with him, and he ended up uh, taking us to another level. We were actually overperforming. We were overachieving under him, which we wouldn't have if we would have had another manager. So I think we really got lucky under Poch. Obviously, a fantastic manager. We played really good attacking football, fluid football, which is what we are known for. We have lost our identity completely, and I blame Levy for it completely, because he is the one that is managing this club. It is not a company, it is a club. It has emotions attached to it. It has a fan base. See, I live in India, all right. I have only been supporting Tottenham for 4 years now. It's right here. I love this club.
Ah, you got a tattoo.
Wow.
Show that tattoo
All
a bit
right.
close to the camera. I can't really see it properly.
Spurs.
Nice. I like it.
Great tattoo.
Like it.
I've been supporting Tottenham for 4 years now. But I really feel for the fans that have been going since childhood to that stadium and have nothing to show for it. They have put their heart, soul, and money into this club, but they really have nothing to show for it. I mean, when you have a conversation with your friends, if you say you're a Tottenham supporter, you're just done. Your case is closed right there, because you have nothing to speak for other than, oh no, we play beautiful football. But we don't even have that anymore.
Yeah.
So what is it all about? I really feel bad for Harry Kane. We have a world class striker in our team, and we are finishing sixth, seventh, eighth. That is where we're heading. Obviously, he will not stay with us anymore,
Do you think
because
this
he
is it? No,
this
there's no chance of him staying for next season?
if he stays, it will be same like Ericsson. Subconsciously, his head will go. Even if he wants to put in 100%, he will not be able to put 100%. But we obviously know that Harry Kane, even at 40-50%, is better than 80% of the strikers in the Premier League,
True.
because he's actually that good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely spot on.
Opposition will say that he's overrated and all that, but we know, we watch him day in day out. We watch every match. We know he's a special player, and we know if he gets into a Manchester City team, he will break every record there is, because
Literally.
he will get served chances. He doesn't even have to work for it anymore. Like, he actually has to work for it at Tottenham. He just has to sit still in the box. You see the number of chances Sterling misses. Just imagine Kane over there. He will literally get a hat trick every game, because that is the number of chances that Manchester City creates, which Tottenham just cannot match. So I really feel like Harry Kane needs to move on. And see, it's a cycle. As fans, we also need to let him go. See, I don't think any fan will have any grievances or any bad feelings towards him. We will
I
let
agree.
him go. We will let him go because he deserves to go. Just like Modric did, just like Bale did. One thing I'd say, that he hasn't downplayed Tuchel still yet. He's still there. He's still a Tottenham boy, and I think he will always be a Tottenham boy
Completely
at
agree.
heart.
Are you happy to see the back of this season then?
I cannot say that I am. See, I want us as fans to raise the bar. I don't want us finishing above Arsenal to be the only thing that we look forward to in a season. I want us to challenge for the title. I want us to play in the Champions League. We built this stadium for a reason. It's not to host
Yeah, the
some
Super
concerts
League.
or play NFL. It's to play Champions League football. We need that as this club. We need that for the kind of players that we have, for the kind of history that we want to create.
Yeah.
And in terms of moving forward, and we need a new manager now. We need a lot of new players and new players to go out. Who do you think our new manager is going to be?
It's a really difficult one. I think right now, Potter is looking really the only option that we have, because I don't think Levy will have the money to attract the kind of managers. See, because let's get one thing straight. Any manager that we approach, first question will be, is Harry Kane staying?
Yeah.
And Levy cannot give a straight answer to them. So the
Yeah.
next answer will be, okay, how much money can I spend? Well,
Yeah.
Levy cannot give that as well. So no manager will want to come to Tottenham. Even if we go and approach Brendan Rodgers today, he will give you a straight answer. You know what? Leicester is a bigger club than Tottenham right now.
Yeah, it's hard to argue the contrary. It really is hard to argue. But look, the season's over now, so I think it's time for all the Spurs fans just to have a bit of a relaxing summer. I know we've still got.
It's actually much needed,
It is much needed.
It was such a turmoil. We were top of the table in December.
No, don't remind me. Don't remind me.
We were actually top. When we smashed Manchester United 6-1. I thought, what, this is it. This is why he bought Jose in. The smirky smile that he gave to the camera. I thought, what, this is it. He's made it work.
Yeah.
But it just blew apart. I mean, can you imagine, we blew a 2-goal lead against Zagreb. We went away and lost 3-2. How did that happen? That is not a sign of a good club.
No.
I mean, I can bet any amount of money Burnley can go to Zagreb and come with a 0-0 result.
Probably. You're not wrong there. You're not wrong at all. You're not wrong. But look, we got a lot of people to still get through. But I just wanted to say, I just wanted to say thank you so much for calling in finally, and thank you for all your support.
Thank you. Cheers, guys.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
All right, who have we got next? Will Stewart. Here we go. Will Stewart. Yes, Will. Happy St. Arseholes Day, St. Woolwich Day, whatever you want to call it. Happy day.
Everybody's too somber. What's going on here? Watching Tottenham on a Thursday night. You play Sunday because you're. Oh, what a feeling! What a night! Come on now.
I tell you why people are somber, because of how shit we've been throughout the whole season. That's why.
Yeah, it's a crap season. It's probably one of the worst seasons I've watched in probably the last 10 years.
Yeah.
But hey, they came out and they got at least one thing right, and that was sending that lot back down south and putting them in their place, which is below us. So that's their new place. That's why we started the same Woolwich Day.
It's their last 5 years place.
Yeah, but that's their new place now forever. Like, so they've got St. Totteringham's Day because it happened for so many years. Now it's St. Woolwich Day because now they have to get ahead of us, right? So their new place is below us perpetually.
I'm not stopping until it's 20 years in a row, because they did it to us 20 years in a row. So now we need to beat that.
It's coming. It's coming. I'm confident in that, because to be honest, as horrible as we were this season, they were worse. So,
and that's proved by the table. But in terms of the Conference League, Will, how are you looking that? How are you approaching that next season?
I'm not excited about it, but I mean, hey, it's a competition. We go in it to win it. Look, it is what it is. The players were at fault. Daniel Levy and Enoch were at fault. And I mean, before we go any further, I just have to give big props up to you guys for actually coming out and doing what you're doing and pushing that mission forward and being a spokesperson for that and sticking your guys' necks out, because you guys have a lot to lose, and not everybody's doing that. So I want to say, give you guys a big round of applause.
Thank you very much, Will. I think it's important to stand up for what you believe in. I think that's the ultimate message there.
100%. And I don't necessarily want or need anybody to agree with me. I just like it when people are honest with their feelings, and you guys are that. So I give you guys big round of applause for that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Will. In terms of next season, there's a few things to be cited. There's manager, Gareth Bale, Harry Kane, all that future to be decided. What is your feelings on all those things after this last game of the season?
I think the players that need to be out need to go out first, because I don't know if I could put up with another season. Like I meant you can tell my voice is gone. I was screaming that match pretty hard. I put in the WhatsApp group that if Harry Winks does another scoop pass over the top, I'm gonna fly to London and chop both his legs off. So I mean, yeah, I just look, these players have to be sorted out. I think that's, the manager coming in, to be honest, whoever it is. For right now, I don't have a lot of energy for that, to be honest with you. After this season, it's really just, I just want to focus on today, on the win today, the fact that we're not below, because you imagine the amount of banter. I mean, I don't even want to imagine it. It would have been a miserable, miserable week. At least we don't have to worry about that part. Now we can get into the summer and we can take it day by day and listen to all the rumors and talk and rant about all that stuff. Rant about the players, rant about the manager, rant about whether Kane stays or whether Kane goes, whether Son stays or whether Son goes. I just think, thank God the season's over.
I mean, you must be happy that Ryan Mason has managed his last game for Tottenham for now.
100,000 million%.
And
Bye,
Eric
Ryan.
Lamela might have played his last game
time.
for Tottenham as well.
Yeah, Lamela one, that's kind of gone by the wayside. That's how bad this year's been for me, that Lamela is not on the top of my radar of things to gripe about. I think there were points this season where I was even asking for him to play. So it's just been one of those years, man. Tell you
Will,
what.
did you see Gareth Bale's interview after the game or see the quotes?
I did. Yeah.
What did you make out of them?
I think it really depends on Zidane, if he ends up leaving or staying, or if he's officially gone.
Well, he said his mind's made up. His mind's made up and it's going to cause chaos. What could that actually mean?
I haven't. It's so frustrating because him going back to Real Madrid wouldn't really cause chaos in my mind.
It might cause chaos to the Madridistas.
That's true, or maybe cause chaos for the, for Zidane, or for Zidane leaving and Gareth Bale coming back, or I mean, who knows what's going on in Gareth Bale's mind? And like you guys said earlier, he was talking in the third person, like he was still a part of the club. So
yeah.
It's kind of a weird one to rate.
Yeah, a bit of a mix on Bale, but so much to be decided going to next season, as I was saying before. But you say the players need to come out. Harry Kane, Kane's future and Bale's future all need to be sorted. Do you think all these things are delaying possibly a new manager being appointed? Because maybe a new manager might want to know what the state of play is with all these things before agreeing to manage Spurs.
No, I mean, I think he definitely does. I don't know if it necessarily delays the manager. I mean, to be honest, but look, if we had a normal owner and we had a normal, director of football or a really good scouting department, it could even be a positive opportunity for us. I mean, I know nobody wants to see Harry Kane go. I don't want to see Harry Kane go. But if we were to get, 4 or 5 players out and Harry Kane, get good money for Harry Kane, we could really make, 3 or 4 really good purchases and really. My theory on it is right now our problem is all of our goals are coming from 2 people mostly. That's Son and Kane. If we could trade Kane at 20 plus goals a season and 10 plus assists for 2 or 3 players that score 10 to 12 goals a season and 10 assists, that the overall numbers go up. So our attack could potentially get better. But the problem is we have Daniel Levy in charge, and so that's never going to happen. So that's a sad reality that I'm
there are
dealing with.
some. I don't know how accurate it is. There are some tweets going around saying that Bale, Son, and Kane are the highest trio in Premier League history for goals and assists combined.
I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah, after this season,
which is interesting. Which means we don't really need to improve on that. Surely we just need to improve on the back line.
Right. No, but if you remember too, like the 16-17 season, a lot of the goals were coming from all over the pitch, right? You had Christian Eriksen in there scoring 10 plus a season. You had Dele Alli scoring 10 plus a season. You had Kane scoring 30 plus a season. You had
Son
You
there as
know,
well, yeah.
Son scoring 10, 8, 9, 10, 12. So, I mean, there were goals coming from all over the place. And that's when we really looked our best. But the last 2 seasons, it's all been on Son and Kane's. I keep saying Kun or saying. I always do that all the time.
No, that's
Son
Daniel
and Kane,
Levy.
Yeah, Son and Kane's shoulders. You know, that's where I think our problems have been, especially this season. I mean, how many of those matches, if we would have had 1 or 2 more goals from the midfield, how many of those draws could we have converted? You know what I mean? And what the table would have looked like this season. So
it's very true. It's very true. But Will, I think it's time that we all have a much needed break from Tottenham for the summer. Watch the Euros, enjoy the Euros. And come back fit and firing next season with all the hopes and all the dreams that happens over the season, all the signings and all the sales and a new manager coming in. Well, I say all the signings and all the sales. It's more clinging on to hope. But I just want to thank you as well for all the support you've given us.
No, not us. You don't have to thank me. I need to thank you. I mean, you got some crazy American guy out there ranting and screaming and doing all this stuff. And you guys have given me a platform, and I think we've got the biggest channel in the United States now. So
Come on. Congratulations.
Yeah. So
Wow.
if you are an American, come check us out. And if you're not, come check us out too. All right, lads.
Will, I got back to you about that thing.
Yep, I'll hit you up with those details later. So
sweet.
For sure.
All right, Will.
Awesome.
Big up yourself.
Nice
Speak
one,
to you
Will.
soon.
Good to see you, mate.
Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
All right, so let's keep going. Let's get the bun on. Danny Kiriakou. How's it going, my friend?
Come on, Danny. Oh.
Danny, you on mute.
Sorry, mate. 1 sec, Danny.
I can't hear him.
Hello? Oh, you're on mute. Have you tried? Is there an option there? On the settings?
Hear me now?
Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
Oh, okay, yeah. Sorry, I don't know what was going on there.
It's all right.
Yeah, how are you doing, boys?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's been a long, hard slog of a season, but I guess the silver lining at the end is finishing above Arsenal, even though we've been above them pretty much the whole season. But look, I'm not taking too much away from that finishing above Arsenal. It's just one of those things that it's just something to cheer about because they were so happy about going above us for a few minutes.
Yeah, they always get overexcited, don't they? Them scumbags down the road.
Yeah.
Always. They always too soon. And they get put back down to reality. But
tell me about it. But how do you assess this season?
I mean, pretty perfect, to be honest. Probably one of the worst seasons I've seen in a long, long time. I think a lot of us, I think last season as well, we kind of wanted it to be over. But this season, I think we kind of wanted it to be over even more. Just because of, I think it's been an emotional roller coaster this season. It's been up and down, up and down, up and down, false hope. We think, we're going to do it. We've got a chance now. We're still in the fight for Champions League, and then we get brought back down to reality. The real Spurs come out to play, and and then we end up with disappointment again. It's just been a bit of a really up and down season, to be honest. It's just a bit. It's hard to kind of describe how the season's gone. I mean, we can all say, the season's been really pretty poor, but when you look at the actual finer details of it, if we had like a better defender or 2 better centre backs, if we got the centre back we should have had, the point tally could have been completely different. With the mistakes, defensive errors that we've made leading to goals. So it is fine margins again, but it all comes down to that absolute unbelievable businessman at the top of Tottenham, and his genius scouting recruitment. If it wasn't for him, we'd be in a different place as well.
Exactly.
So
big up Steve Hitchen and his brilliant recruitment.
Big up Steve Hitchen, absolute legend to Spurs.
Only when Europa Conference League football's on the line do we not bottle it. That's the only time.
And we nearly did, Sim. That's the thing. We nearly did.
We nearly did. Yeah, tried our best.
Oh God. Even that game, we had so much up and downs. Like we were in the group chats and we were going mad throughout the whole game. And then we get a goal back and we think, we might do it. And then we concede again. And then another penalty, another calamity by the brilliant break dancer in Davinson Sanchez. I mean, it's just unbelievable, really. You can't write this stuff. You really can't. You can picture it and you can think, this is what's going to happen, but you can't write it.
No, you really can't. But in terms of Gareth Bale, Danny, did you hear what he said after the game?
I briefly heard. I heard some quotes about him saying that he's already made up his mind, and if he tells everyone now, it'll be chaos.
Well, David Harris said that he's going to be taking part in the PGA Tour next year.
Yeah, I think David's right. David's quite good friends of his PR team there, so I think he probably knows best. Yeah, I think I wouldn't be surprised. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah. Who knows what's going to happen with Gareth Bale? No one. I don't know. I don't think Tottenham are going to make any decision on Bale until they've got a manager in. Whether or not he's going to retire, it might. Maybe his chaos means he's going to retire. Who knows? He could end up going into golf, like literally. Maybe not into like the PGAs, but doing some form of golfing. But yeah, who knows? I mean, personally, I would have him back just because even if you play him against the shitter teams, he will probably still score goals and probably more than what we've done this season. I mean, what's his overall? 16 goals this season and 3 assists.
Yeah, 11 in the Premier League.
It's a pretty decent return, to be honest with you. I mean,
especially the amount of minutes he's played.
Yeah, I mean,
I think he's got the best goals to minute ratio in the Premier League.
Yeah, so for me, it's a no-brainer. If you pay the contract, what's that, 12 to 15 million a year, you're not going to find any player in Europe that's going to do the same amount of goal, get the same amount of numbers that he gets. And also, he's a Spurs legend as well. I know he hasn't had the greatest of seasons, but in terms of the chances he's had and that Jose didn't really give him, and also the inconsistencies in the biggest games. But I mean, I would still take him back 100%.
Yeah,
but we'll see. We'll see.
And in terms of like the manager situation, how do you see that playing out? Do you think
you still think it's going to be Scott Parker?
Oh mate, when my friend told me that, I didn't believe it. He was so sure about it. But do you know what? I honestly, he still thinks it could be Scott Parker. I wouldn't be surprised. But for me personally, I think it's going to be probably Potter or Mr. Blobby, or Mr. Bean, maybe even. I think there's some good odds on Mr. Bean. Maybe you have to check what William Hill say or the odds are on.
He's just shot up to favourite today.
Did he? Oh, well, brilliant! I mean, he'd give us a bit of a comedy on the sidelines, so I'm all for it. Mr. Bean, come on, let's go.
I would be shocked and horrified
from
if it was
Fabrizio.
Parker, to be honest.
But yeah, like on the manager side, when you look at it realistically, who is out there right now who's actually, I think loads of people have mentioned it, who's realistically are we actually going to get? I mean, you look at we don't know where the direction we're going. We don't know if Kane's going to stay. We don't know if Kane does go, if the manager's going to be given some of the money, because we know he's not going to be given all of it. If he's going to be given some money to put his own team together. So for me, the most logical kind of person you think who'd be the best fit right now is Graham Potter, just based on how good his football has been at Brighton, even though they have been down the table. And yeah, I mean, he's got one of the highest percentage possession for I think it's like the 4th highest in the Premier League or 5th, one of those. But I mean, look, he's not going to fill us with joy. Let's be real, right? No one out there is going to fill us with joy right now. So it's like it is a best out of a bad bunch, and there's no disrespect to him. It is what it is, really. So I mean, I don't really mind, because for me, it doesn't really matter who does come in, unless they're shown some sort of backing or something different from Levy. I just see us being in the same kind of situation next season, to be honest.
Do you think a new manager might want to know what the situation is regarding Bale and Kane before they agree to be manager?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I think what will happen with the Bale situation, I think they'll wait. Like he said, he'll wait for the Euros to tell us, for everyone, what he's deciding. But I think part of it is probably he knows what he wants, maybe, but then he doesn't know what Tottenham wants. So if he is talking about Tottenham, he needs to obviously hear what the manager wants, and if he fits it, and if it is a yes, then I'm sure that he'd love to come back. If it is not, then I can't see him staying at Madrid. I don't know. I'm not sure. But with Kane, I think any manager coming in, I think the guy before me, not Will, the guy before Will said it, that who's going to want to come in if they don't know if Harry Kane's going to be there, or if they don't know if they're going to get any money that they bring in from Kane to bring in other players. Because like Will was saying, yes, it's all well and good us saying on paper, well, if we sell Kane, we should bring in quality players. But if you look at what Cody Mack posted the other day, look at our our 5 last record signings, and not one of them has really done unbelievable things. I mean, you have an Ndombele who's struggling with fitness problems still 2 years in. You've got Lo Celso, you've got Davinson Sanchez, who's a break dancer. He's not a footballer. You've got Steven Bergwijn, which I think he's got raw talent, but he needs the right manager, and I think he's just been unlucky in that sense. And then you've got Soldado, who is a parrot. I mean, but all love his effort, but it just his ability was like Eric Dyer's, absolutely non-existent. So I don't trust the recruitment, and that's the biggest thing. When you've got someone like Hitchin, the genius he is, can we really trust that Tottenham are actually going to reinvest this money properly with the money they do get given to reinvest if Kane goes? It's a bit of a funny one. I mean, with Kane, for me, I kind of agree with what David was saying about those hugs at the end. It was a bit of both. It was like a bit like a congratulations for the Golden Boot and being like the sort of, in a way, the best player in the Premier League this season based on his assists and his goals. But also in a way, it was like thank you for everything kind of thing. It was I kind of felt it was a little bit of both there. But I'm swaying more towards that kind of little hug moment was to say like thanks for the season sort of thing, and well done for everything you've done kind of thing. Because let's be real, this guy has dragged us through the mud this season, and if it wasn't for him, we would be far lower down the table. And that's what I worry for next season if he is gone, because I don't have any trust or faith that we're going to reinvest this money properly.
Yeah, and then there was Kane's wife who on Instagram tweeted a tear emoji with Son and Dele tagged in it as well, and also Charlie Kane, Kane's brother, tweeting out saying, "This is an emotional season for us. Great way to win the trophy." So Kane's wife and Kane's brother both talking about how it's very emotional for Harry Kane at the moment. He seemed emotional to me.
He did
at the game. So I don't know if there's anything about it, but
I mean, for me, it has to be something in it for him and his PR team and his agent and his brother, basically, to come out and for him to do that interview 2 games before the final match of the season. They would not have. I just don't believe they would have come out and said what they said and then had that massive interview if they hadn't had talks with representatives at City already, knowing some kind of like they've got ideas that they do want Kane and they're going to test the waters and they're going to try and get him in. Whether or not Levy decides to sell him or not, who knows? We know what Levy likes, holding prisoners. He likes putting their handcuffs on players, and I think Jory said it might have been Jory. It could be like another Modric situation where that he leaves the season after. But for me, it just looks more and more likely now that it's going to be this season. And also, just with what Pep Guardiola's come out and said, and the little hints we've seen here and there.
What did he say?
Well, he's saying he wants a striker that can score 50 goals a season, and ideally he wants a striker who can score 20 to 30 goals.
Was that today? He said that today? Or
no, yesterday I think it was. Yeah, I think it was yesterday.
That's funny you say that, because also there was apparently this reliable journalist, Ian Cheeseman. Apparently he's very reliable when it comes to Man City stuff, and he was saying that it's very likely that City could very well sign Kane in excess of 100 million this summer. So he's saying it sounds likely as well.
It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, I think he's going to be the one that breaks their transfer record if it's going to be anyone. And I was listening to some people on TalkSport, and some of these Man City fans are absolutely fucking deluded. They're like, "Oh, I don't want Harry Kane. He's got bad ankles and this and that." And I'm like, these guys have got no idea how good this player really is. Like we watch him day in, day out, week in, week out, and this guy, he goes into that Man City team. He is getting 40 to 50 goals a season. Like not easy. Premier League, but I'm saying easy. Like someone said before. Like I think it was the guy before Will. Like Sterling, the amount of chances that guy misses, he's overrated for me. I don't rate Sterling. But you put Harry Kane on the end of those, and he is 9 times out of 10, he's putting them in the back of the net. Yeah, he will just score goals for fun if he goes City, and he will. I reckon someone like Kane, he'll probably go there for like 5 years, win everything possible, everything under the sun, then he'll come back to Spurs.
Yeah, maybe.
Wishful thinking, maybe. But
Yeah, well, it'll be too late then. We'll be like towards relegation zone again.
maybe
But,
he'll come and bring us up.
yeah, I'm telling. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. It wouldn't surprise me. I'm telling you.
But with at the moment the state of play in France, Lille are winning and PSG are drawing.
Neymar missed a penalty.
Neymar missed a penalty apparently. So
Jesus.
does this Poch for next season? Does he come back?
Oh mate, do you know what? You know my foot. I would love Poch back. I think every fan. I think Daniel Levy is sitting there today. Right, I'll tell you something about what I saw as well. Daniel Levy's probably sitting there today, and he's thinking, "What the worst mistake I ever made was sacking Poch." I guarantee you that man's got.
Do you not think he's sitting there thinking the worst thing I ever did is not back Poch? Never mind sack him.
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%. We all know he's a brilliant businessman, don't we? I mean, what a brilliant decision that was.
Exactly, great business decision.
And yeah, great business decision. And I mean, the other thing I saw today, right, which kind of epitomised our season and Tottenham and Daniel Levy, was, I don't know if you saw it, right, but in the first half, Sky Sport zoomed in on Daniel Levy's face when we were 1-0 down, and he was literally like this. He was like this.
Yeah,
and it was like he was disappointed in the performance, and I'm sitting there thinking, I want to strangle you. Like, are you actually that blind, right, to see that you have caused this without your fucking investment in this team? Like, honestly, I mean, he's delusional. He just goes to show this guy has got no idea what is going on at the football club. He doesn't know anything about football, and he should just stay away from the footballing decisions. And unless that changes, boys, we're in for a long, bumpy ride. Yeah.
You know it, Danny. You know it. And another state of play in the Italian league. Roma are losing 1-0 and Sassuolo are winning 1-0. So that means that we will. Doesn't look like we're going to get a reunion with Jose Mourinho for next season, but I guess that's a good thing.
Do you know what? Just imagine that is a typical Spursy story. We go to the Conference League, we face them in like the latter stages, and Jose Mourinho knocks us out with Roma. Just you could just see it in the papers, like just another Spursy story all over again. Yeah, maybe it is good that we don't have them in that respect.
And then Jose Mourinho will probably go like that to Daniel Levy.
Yeah, exactly. Of course, you know he would. He'll be running down the touchline, sliding on his knees, doing that Daniel Levy. But yeah, I mean, look, the Conference League. I'm like David on this, and I've said it before. I no matter what, I want European football, and I think all of us kind of feel the same way. And I've been saying this for ages now. The Conference League has to be used for the youngsters. They need to bed every single one of those youngsters needs to be playing in the early stages of that until if we get to the latter stages. Like, I want to see the Dane Scarlets, the Sessignons, the Skips. I want to see Lavinia. I want to see Alfie Devine. I want to see Harvey White if he's still there, if you don't loan him out. But I want to see those type of players all play a part next season, all of them.
All right, Danny. Absolute pleasure to have you on the channel throughout this year. Thank you for all your support.
Boys.
And we'll see you next time.
Before I go, I just want to say, right, thank you for everything you've done over this year, especially because with the lockdown, boys, what you've done is you brought all the Spurs community together even more than I think you've ever done before. We've got this massive Spurs family that we have now, and without you bringing out all this content, sitting through all these dark days that you have to listen to us fans kind of moan and rant about how bad we are. I mean, honestly, credit to you, and you guys should take a bow, honestly, because you've been absolutely brilliant.
Danny, don't worry about it. Your therapy invoices are in the post.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, I thought there was a catch, Ben.
We learn from the best. We know who our chairman is. We learn from the
best. That's it. You got to take business advice from him.
This is his business, exactly.
Yeah. Right,
nice
boys.
One, Daddy, and biggest
cheers, Daddy.
Cheers, mate. All right, we've got a couple of guests left. Let's go to LA Ian. LA Ian, how you doing, brother?
Yeah, go on. I can hear you now.
You hear me?
Yeah, all good, mate.
Yeah. Happy St. Woolwich Day, everybody.
Yeah, exactly. Happy St. Woolwich Day. Is that a nice silver lining for you for the season?
Yeah, it's a little something. You know, it's been the worst season I've ever witnessed.
Yeah.
But you know, that's always something that we want, to finish above the scum, and we did, barely, but we did it. So yeah, it's a little silver lining, exactly.
You say it's the worst season you've witnessed. Probably you said the same at the end of last season.
Yes, I did say that as well. Yeah. I mean, that's not good, is it? I mean, next season, if I say the next season is the worst season, then oh man.
Yeah, God help us if next
that'd
season
be
is worse than
so
this
bad.
season. But how do you assess that game? How do you think we played and what have you?
I mean, despite the score, I didn't think we played too well. We were free. I mean, I was at the bar and we were all forced inside because the neighbors for the bar were calling the cops on us. We had to be forced inside. So I was watching the game and we were all yelling and it's just chaotic. But I didn't think we played that well. But we had some clinical finishing. I think we all know why we don't want Doherty playing anymore. Because oh my God, he was horrible. Why are we playing Winks? For the first time, I think in Ryan Mason's little tenure at the end here, he made the right subs. We were all screaming, make subs, make a sub. And he put on 2 attacking, more energetic players. And we pulled through with the win. I was excited for him. He made the right subs. No Sissoko, none of that nonsense.
Yeah.
So
and obviously one of those subs was Gareth Bale, who said at the end of the game that he knows what he's doing next season, but he doesn't want to say because it's going to be too chaotic or cause too much chaos. What's your thoughts on whether he'll be here next season?
Well, after David said, maybe it's something to do with golf, and I thought to myself, I can totally see he's around that age where, that could happen, and he's just quitting. But I would love for him to stay. I mean, when it came, after seeing those images at the end of the game, those look like goodbye hugs to me. I don't know. I think if Kane's leaving, and then Son might leave, then we got to keep a player of his quality. We got to keep Bale. He'll be expensive, but I don't see how anyone else will come to us and play for us. Do I think he will, though? For sure. I actually can't answer that. I have no idea. 50-50 maybe?
Well, it seems as though the decision's already been made, so it's going to be interesting to see what that decision actually is.
It will be interesting. I hope he stays. Really hope he stays because, he's born to play for Spurs, and
exactly.
He's quality. He's quality.
You're bringing a tear to my eye, Ian.
I'm sorry. He's born to play for Spurs, man.
And before we start crying even more, I don't know whether I should bring up Harry Kane or not because he also now looks like he could be set to leave. Did you read anything into those images at the end of the game of him hugging all his teammates?
I did. I mean, yes, they could be end of the season hugs as we get, but ever since the last home game, we saw him walking around. No, eyes are red. He's probably holding it back. This game, now his final game, which I think it is. I do think he's going to go. We were all talking about it. Me and my buddies at the bar. He just can't. He already had that gentleman's agreement for this season, so you can't do another gentleman's agreement.
Well, we don't know if that's actually true, though.
I think he wanted out, to be honest, last season. But that Mourinho convinced him, and he's like, okay, I'm in. And then second he got sacked, that was probably the moment he decided that he wants to leave, was when Mourinho got sacked. I bet you that was the exact moment.
Probably, to be honest, probably.
Yeah.
But are you happy now this season's over? Are you happy to see the back of this season? And are you excited? And do you have hopes for next season? What are your hopes for next season?
Oh man, of course I have hopes. I'm a Spurs fan. Of course I have hope. Come on.
What are those hopes?
Obviously the hope is top 4. The realistic hope is put in a solid performance, maybe probably 5th or 6th again, or not again. We're in 7th now, but I think we can do Europa League. I think if we put in a decent shift in one of the cup competitions again, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, I don't care. I would love to see Spurs lift the trophy. Maybe get Skip back, get Sesson Young back. Let's get these young players playing often because we're going to need them. I mean, I really think we're going to struggle with recruiting if Kane and Son go. I just don't see why someone would want to play for us. Besides, obviously Premier League, big, huge club, big stadium. But if a player truly wants to be in a team where you have a good chance of winning trophies, I don't see why they would come to us, which is sad. I'm sad to say that. So we need these young kids who we got them on a I don't know if a long-term contract per se, but we got these young kids who came up. We've taken care of them. You're on loan. We'll bring you back now. You can play for the first team or at least compete. I mean, Reguilon and Sessegnon, that's going to be, those two guys are going to fight out for that starting spot, and that's going to be good for our team. And I'm happy to see that. Skip's going to be fighting for a midfield spot. That's going to hopefully make everyone else around better. And then we just got to figure out right back and 2 center backs, and that's going to be another. That's
so
going
not
to be
much
another
to do then. Not much to do. Yeah.
No, yeah. I'll make it. My prediction is I'll guess 5th place next season. That's what I'll say. That's the. But I want us to go far in the competitions. I want to see us lift the trophy. I want to see it. I've never seen
Conference League.
Sorry, would you say that?
Even the Conference League.
Ooh, I was saying to my friends, just play the kids, man, play them, and obviously if we get close, like round of 16, quarters, semis, I mean, I love. Why not go and win it? I don't understand why. Obviously, it's annoying. It'll be Thursday games, so that means we're playing Sundays, but I don't see why. If we get far in that competition, let's win it. Why the hell not? I don't see why.
Completely agree. Mr. LA Ian, thank you so much for your support throughout the season.
Yeah.
We'll see you again next season, my friend.
Thank you, Ian.
I'll see you guys. You guys have a wonderful channel. Thank you for having me on. I'll be here next season if you have these. Yeah.
We will have them. And thank you so much for the support. We'll see you next
guys.
season. Have a good summer, my friend.
Looking forward to it, mate.
Tottenham till I die.
Tottenham till we die. That's it. Another goal's gone in Italy. Roma are now 2-0 down.
Oh, wow.
To Spezia. And Sassuolo are beating Lazio 1-0. So
impressive.
That is that means
not
Roma
going to have not going to be having Mourinho next season.
As it stands, I mean, I think if Lazio do go on and get a point off Sassuolo or beat Sassuolo, I think Roma still get Conference League.
That's right.
So still all in the balance there because we know Lazio love scoring
maybe Roma
goals.
are playing not to get it. And apparently Gary Neville has said in that interview with me, he talked about Harry Kane, he said in that interview with me, he never said that he wanted to leave Tottenham. I don't know what part of the interview people think he said that.
It's true, he didn't say that.
Huh? Gary Neville. Oh no, he's on Sky Sports.
But it's true, he didn't say that.
He didn't say that specifically.
But he hinted it.
He didn't say he wanted to leave, but he said he's at a crossroads.
Yeah.
And the crossroads means like we're not in the position I want to be in.
Yeah, but what I got from that interview as well, that he hasn't sat down with Daniel Levy and this gentleman's agreement was rubbish.
First of all, that, and also one point that he definitely did say, no one else has reported or picked up on. He said, everyone says I want trophies and everyone says I'm desperate to leave, but I feel like I've got another 8-9 years, so I'm not in a rush at the moment. Yeah. That's what he said. So, that's actually what he said. So, people don't ever think that. I do think he wants to leave, but I don't think he's in a massive rush to leave. Let's get Gail on.
Last caller of the day.
Last caller.
Gail, how you doing, my friend?
Hey guys, I'm doing good.
Where are you calling from?
I've been out here for like a few times, start of the season, but then I had to travel to the US for school. And it has been a hectic few months for me with exams and everything and the things I do at school. And I just haven't been able to have the time after games or before games to jump onto these calls and join you guys. But right now it's at the end of my spring term here. So I figured why not jump on here because I have a time on a Saturday, on a Sunday afternoon, just to join you guys and share some of my feelings at the end of the season.
Amazing.
I'm glad to have you on.
Yeah, welcome back. Where in America are you?
Massachusetts.
Okay.
Massachusetts.
So yeah.
Yeah, in terms of the game today, what were your thoughts throughout the game?
It was a bit of a roller coaster ride, like 2-3 years ago when we beat them 6-5 at Wembley.
Yeah,
I watched that game.
5-4, yeah.
Yeah, but I thought, you know, it's sad because before that game,
PSG have scored.
before this game, I just thought, let's just get things
Straight
over
from
with,
afar.
whether we win or lose. But when we were 2-1 down, I really thought this is just a representation of how this season has gone, and I wasn't really hyped up for the rest of the game and to see what we could do. But for the boys to just really come out of the blue and to score 3 goals in the last 35 minutes or so was really good to see. And we thank Gareth Bale as well for an awesome season here. I don't want him to leave personally. I know he's quality, but sounds like he has his own plan. I don't know what he's gonna do, but yeah.
A lot of people have called. Oh, David Harris called up and he said that he thinks he's going to be taking part in the golf PGA next season. What do you say to that?
I don't know. I mean, we all know he loves golf, but we'll see. Because he's we can't blame him. He's such an accomplished player, and he's played for us and being so successful here, and obviously this season as well. So I guess like my point of view is just to wish him the best of luck to whatever he wants to do. Obviously, if he wants to play for Tottenham for another season, we're blessed for that because he is a very, very good, still a very good player, very, very skilled. And even though his acceleration, which was one of his traits, gone down a little bit, we could still see in his finishing, in his runs, cuts, and everything like that, he's still a good player. So it'll be great to have him again, but we have to respect where he would go next.
Yeah. So Gail is a fan of Bale, but what about Harry Kane? Do you think he's going to be here next season? What's your opinion on that?
I haven't heard a lot of people say this, but to be very honest, I don't want him to be at Tottenham next season.
What?
Ooh, you don't want him to be at Tottenham next season?
Tell me why, please.
Yeah. I'm sorry to all the fans for this comment, but the reason is I love Harry Kane so much. Has been I started supporting Tottenham not very long ago. It was 4 or 5 years ago when we were sponsored by Under Armour for the T-shirts, and we had the stripe across. And
back in
starting
prime Pochettino era.
Yeah, and it was when it was at the height of that, and we were those seasons we were beating Dortmund, we were beating Real Madrid, we were getting to the Champions League finals. Those were the days, but he has been a joy to watch throughout the years, and he is for me the best player in the world, especially proven by this season. A lot of my friends around me say, oh yeah, Kane's definitely not the best. You see Lewandowski, he has all the stats and everything. But they don't see how he played the game. They don't see his intelligence. They don't see his smartness and his absolute quality in finishing. Just look at that first goal against Leicester today. I mean, if it's any other player, what would they do? If it's Kane, what he did was turn around and hit that solid and clear right through the legs of Schmeichel, and it wasn't really an amazing goal from Kane. It's just his standard business.
Yeah.
And I just think he has so much quality that he really deserves to be in a team where he can pursue his ambition of standing on the top of the world. And he almost did that with us. And I was just really sad to see us getting beaten by Liverpool 2 years ago. That was a very sad day for me. But this man has given us so much that we can't do enough to thank him in return. So I would say that if Levy this summer, if he puts handcuffs on this guy and just say, no, you're not leaving for $1,000 million, I would be very, very mad at the ownership. I am already, but that would just be a fatal blow, I would say. to his career.
Gail,
but obviously, if
go
he
on.
still stays, it will be great for us. But just because how much I enjoy watching him, and I really want him to go on to do something that he would want to do. Definitely a player of his caliber, he would want to win trophies like the Premier League or the Champions League. So, but yeah, I've already said goodbye to him in my heart. But it was very emotional today during the game after he scored the first goal. And I was like, this might be the last he'll score for us.
Do you genuinely believe that's going to be the last goal he scored for us?
It's hard to say because we know how Levy will be he will be very unwilling to let Kane go. So if we see him again at the start of the season, next season, it is possible. I think it's like a 50-50 chance, really. It's not a slim chance, definitely. But yeah, we have to respect what players themselves want to achieve, especially for Kane, who has done just his absolute best for us. Winning the Golden Boot and the best assists, the most assists this season it sounds simple, but
Gail, I know what you're saying on Harry Kane, but look, he's got 3 years left in his contract, so Spurs do hold the majority of the cards. But what about a player like Heung-min Son, who's only got 2 years left in his contract? Do you think he's going to be leaving this summer?
I don't know. I haven't really thought about that because all of the conversation has been focused around Kane and the ownership and just so much more. But I don't really see Son going.
So you think he'll sign a new one? Then? He's going to have to sign a new one this summer if he's going to stay.
Yes. I don't. Yeah, it's hard to say. I don't know. I obviously I would wish him to stay because he is also a very great player for us, and he's also done his absolute best throughout the years to get us to a great position. And honestly, I think there's a good chance he'll stay.
All right.
For some, yeah.
All right, Gail. Okay. Absolute pleasure having you on the channel again. Thank you so much for the support. And yeah, thank you for coming on, and we'll see you next season. Have a good summer, my friend.
Thank you. And I would just, like everybody else, wants to say thank you to you for bringing a great season for us, the fans, because although this has been just not the best season for us, because of you guys, we were able to come together and to support this team no matter what. And when you guys organized the protests around the stadium, I really wanted to be there, but obviously I can't for obvious reasons. But my heart is always there with you guys. And I hope to next year have more time to come on here. It will be tough because it will be my senior year in high school. But I'll try my best because I do love this club.
We'll be here when you finish. We'll be here when you finish school as well. So don't you worry about that. Gail, thank you so much, mate, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, Gail.
Thank you, guys. Cheers.
All right. So that is your post-match fan show today, your last post-match fan show of the season. It's been emotional. It's been a lot of ups, many downs. As I'm speaking, Lille do have a penalty right now.
Lille have a penalty.
To go 2-0 up to seal the title in France. But look, we're gonna have many fan shows over the over the
summer.
But in terms of this season, that is it for the season. Like I said, I want to thank every one of you out there for supporting the channel throughout the years, and especially this season, especially through lockdown. It really has meant a lot to us. All your support, it blows us away. To be honest, it blows us away, and
definitely does. I want to thank everyone for everyone who's commented, who's come on, given their opinions on the fan show. All our members as well, supporting us through the whole season. Everyone who sent in any super chats, all the people who watch it, everyone who interacts and engages with our streams as well and our content. I really appreciate all your support, and it really helps us make this a living, and it really helps us do this full time, and it really is a massive help to appreciate all you guys, and really are thankful for all the support we've had this season.
Exactly. So keep your eyes tuned on the channel, because we will be bringing you next week. We'll have a host of content, or the the post-season breakdown stuff and the Euros squad and what have you. Tomorrow morning we'll be going live for the last morning after show of the season, and then after the Euro stuff we'll be concentrating on the pre-season stuff, and then it all starts all over again.
The circus starts again.
Exactly.
Circus back in town.
I'm looking forward to next season already. Let's hope we have a busy season of transfers, a busy season of getting some top quality people inside the door at Tottenham Hotspur. And yeah, like I said, thank you everyone for all your support over the season. Like, subscribe and comment, and as always,
come on you Spurs.